Hi, my name is Rebekah Hamilton. I'm a sophomore at Westminster Choir College studying music education and vocal performance, and this is a little bit about me. I've lived in Sammamish, Washington my whole life. It's about 30 minutes from Seattle and about 2,600 miles from Princeton. Washington is one of those cities that you see in movies with the nice trees all in the little planters on the side of the road. It's a utopia. You can leave your laptop on a park bench anywhere. No one is going to take it. We have all the big ritzy companies around us. We have Microsoft and Boeing and Google and Amazon. They say they're from Seattle, but really they're based in Sammamish and Redmond and Bellevue, which is all right around my area. So from there, I went to the first few years of my life of my grade school. I went to public school for a while, and then my brother and my parents wanted us to go to a private school. So we switched into the Bear Creek School, and it's their typical private school. It's a college prep school, Christian school. And we wore uniforms, all that jazz. It was awesome. It's a great school, but in a lot of regards, it sheltered me from a lot of the world and how the world really is. And so this year has really been a bit of an eye-opener for me. I got getting a lot of new experiences. It's also good, but it's really scary for me sometimes. This is my family. As you can tell, my parents and my grandparents are originally from Hawaii. They moved to the mainland when my parents were in college. My family is absolutely amazing. I am so blessed to have such an amazing group of people behind me supporting me 100%. This is my dad. He works for Microsoft. He is brilliant with computers, but when it comes to music, he's a little bit baffled. He always gives it a shot. He loves to sing in church. You always hear him in the back belting it out. I love my dad. He is awesome. He is the best dad I ever could have asked for. This is my mommy. She's my best friend as well as a mother. She's absolutely amazing. She sings in church choir, and she's been on the worship team at my church for many, many years. This is Jacob, my younger brother. We never got along when we were little, but now that we're older, he's one of my best friends. Jacob is the most artistic out of my immediate family. He started playing trumpet in 5th grade and continued it for several years. He was in the drama department at school and also plays bass. This is my older brother, Caleb, and my sister-in-law, Lindsay. They recently had a baby girl, Kaylin May, which makes me an auntie. This is my dog, Louie. I have to include him in this because I love him to death. As to my interests outside of music, I love to scrapbook. I am psychotic about it. I scrapbook every major event in my life. I spend hours in front of the TV just laying out pages. I have over 10,000 photos in like the past year. It's kind of ridiculous. I also love to travel. Unfortunately, my parents share this love with me, and we're very blessed, and I get to go so many amazing places. I've been to South Korea when I was little for a choir tour, actually, and I've been to Paris and England and Athens and Istanbul and Cairo and Luxor in Egypt. I've been to Mexico, and I want to go to Italy. And I want to see the rest of France. I only got to spend a few days in Paris, so those are my dream places to go right now. My family is also hardcore into extreme sports. We love wakeboarding and surfing. Yes, I can surf. We also snowboard during the winter because of our love of wakeboarding. We also rock climb, and my family dirt bikes, but I don't understand the concept of a clutch, so I fall in bushes when I decide to go dirt biking. This is my grandpa and my auntie Linda. They have been a huge, huge, huge part of my life. I'm going to start from the beginning of my little musical journey. So when I was about 6, I wanted to play piano really, really, really badly, and I think I whined and cried enough that my parents were like, fine. So they bought me a piano, and I started taking lessons when I was 6, and I took lessons all the way up till when I was 12. And I was actually really good at the piano. Even though I didn't practice very much, I was still playing really advanced pieces, so obviously I had a bit of a natural talent. But I whined and I quit, and I really wish I never had. And so I'm trying to get back into piano lessons here at the conservatory, which would be really nice. Then in 5th grade, my grandpa, he wanted me to play an instrument. My grandpa's actually a trumpet player that kind of fills in at the Honolulu Symphony sometimes. And he wanted me to play the flute. And so I have played the flute all through high school. in the band. I switched every day between band and choir, which was a bit of a nightmare. But before I came here, I had to struggle with whether or not I wanted to play flute for the rest of my life or if I wanted to sing. And that was a really, really hard choice. I had had all my auditions set up for my flute as well as for voice. But after I got into Westminster, and I just decided that I'd rather sing for the rest of my life instead of playing flute. I still have my flute, and I'm still playing for sure, and I still love it, but you can only do one thing, you know? When I was in 9th grade, I basically thought I was going to be playing flute all through high school. I hadn't really given high school choir a thought because I'd been in the band for so long. But my aunt kind of came up to me, and she actually teaches middle school choir. She's a music educator herself. And she's like, well, why don't you give solo and ensemble a try? And I was like, okay, that's great. So I learned one of the pieces from the 24 Italian art songs and arias. And I performed it for solo and ensemble, and I absolutely loved it. I loved singing. I hadn't really given solo singing a thought, so she talked to my parents, and we got a voice teacher, and I started singing all through high school. Teaching has always been something that I've wanted to do, even before I knew that I wanted to teach music. Throughout high school, I taught Sunday school, and I went on several mission trips where I worked with children, so I've always known I've wanted to work with younger children, elementary-aged kids, and I believe I'm a good candidate for teaching elementary-age students because I am very proficient on the flute as well as singing, and since they're grouping a lot of those things together now, I think I'd be perfect for that. I have unlimited patience with children. I believe that music education isn't just about music. I believe that it begins a journey in a student that I as a teacher have an ability to affect, and I can give the student a different perspective of the world and of other cultures. I don't believe teaching is just about the basics like rhythm, dynamics, or notation, but it's about instilling values in students and giving experiences that only music can provide. I don't also believe it's all about methodologies, but about a teacher's enthusiasm, teamwork, and reaching goals. I want to bring fun and energy back into the school system, and I feel like many music educators have lost that. I've seen that in so many of my choir directors and in my band directors, and I want to bring that back. As to the next few years, I plan on participating in the BMMAT program and graduating with my bachelor degrees and a master's, and I would love to go back and get my doctorate. And if I end up teaching elementary, that's great, but I also think it would be amazing to be able to work on a college level and be a professor. So thanks for watching my video. I hope it was informative and that you learned a little bit about me and my future as a music educator.